Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And you can sort of treat this as lesson number 4.5, I guess 4.5, in our dive into the wonderful world of musical theory. This is something that I forgot to mention in my video about tempo. By the way, if you haven't seen that, I really do encourage you to go see that, because I'll be referencing stuff we learned about there here. So I talked about tempo and everything, but one thing I didn't talk about was change. So what about when a tempo changes in a piece? What if you want a piece to get faster or slower? Then what do you do? Well, a tempo can change in a couple of different ways. Well, really in three main ways. Either you can have an abrupt change. Now this is theoretically possible, but it usually doesn't really happen all that often. Where you, let's say, have quarter note is equal to 50, an exact tempo marking, and the next bar you have quarter note is equal to 100. The tempo doubled. You can have it abrupt, meaning this bar you were playing it at 50. In the minute this bar starts, you're playing it at 100. You could also have a similar thing with wording. So you could have maybe allegro here, which means fast. Then you could have adagio here, which means slow. So adagio, sorry, I don't know why I wrote it. And so that means you would play this one at a fast speed, and then the bar abruptly you start and playing at a slow speed. Now these kind of tempo changes, these abrupt tempo changes, aren't very common in the world of music. You don't see them happen all that often. What you do see is gradual tempo changes, and that's what we're going to be talking about in major part today. And those come in two forms: accelerado and umito, or also known as retardando. And I encourage you to go look up the spelling on Google because I've got no idea if I've got it correct. But yeah, accelerando and retardando. So as you might expect, accelerando is a marking which tells you to get faster gradually. That means, hey, starting here. So let's say I've got some music written, right? 5. When it says starting here, you usually see it written as something like this, Excel, and dot 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 like this. And what that means is that for this duration right here, you need to get faster. So you need to gradually keep on playing it faster and faster and faster and faster. Sometimes you won't even see the dots in the spirit in accelerando, in which case you decide when you want to stop getting faster, right? But yeah, so this is what it means. So you keep on getting faster throughout the bar. And now here's one thing to keep in mind. Sometimes accelerando, you always have a tempo at the starting, maybe moderato is written, right? Sometimes accelerando will be written just like that, where you don't have any reference what's coming afterwards, and you're like, okay, so the composer is leaving it up to you or the conductor or whoever it is to decide, you the musician or the conductor, to decide how fast to be at the end of this. So he's saying get faster for this period of time, and you can decide how fast you want to be at the end of it. Do you want to be at allegro, or do you want to be at presto, or do you want to be at allegretto, or do you want to be, where do you want to be, right? You get to decide. But often what you'll see is the composers will not give you that choice. They won't give you that choice. So for example, let's say that you've written maybe quarter note is equal to 50 here at the beginning. At the end of the accelerando, you'll see a marking quarter note is equal to 70. That means that from this point to that point, you're supposed to keep on increasing your speed such that by here your speed of playing would be quarter note is equal to 70. So sometimes you have a starting and ending position, sometimes you don't have an ending position. And this can be either in quarter note is equal to whatever, or half note is equal to whatever, or it can be in words, as I said, in allegro or in andante, whatever, right? It can be in terms of words or it can be in terms of this. So that's accelerando, right? So maybe, I mean, I'm terrible at doing it. I'm not a very good musician. I've not really done much accelerando, but maybe I got to demonstrate. So maybe I'm playing. And then you can keep going. So as you can see, I got a bit faster subsequently, right? So often the composer will mark what speed you're supposed to be before this accelerando and what speed you're supposed to be after the accelerando and how long the accelerando lasts, so you can calculate exactly how you're supposed to increase your speed, and the composer has more control over his music. But sometimes he won't tell you how fast to be at the end of it and leaves it up to you. Now written umito or return dado both works in a similar way, where you have and you usually see written, and in writ often what you see is that you don't have an ending tempo, and of course you always have a starting tempo of the piece, right? Or no, this time should be faster, maybe 100, right? And dot next to it, right? Now, sometimes you'll have a dot line till where it ends, and you say, okay, hey, stop here. Sometimes you'll have a tempo afterwards saying quad notes equal to 50. Sometimes you'll have it in words, but often, actually, the most often, as per my experience, the most often experience in written I've seen is just they just write straight up writ, and you have to decide where to stop slowing down, how much to slow down, etc, etc, etc. In my experience, they'll just give you a starting tempo and say it, and you have to slow down as much as you want to, and as long as you want to. Sometimes they'll give you a dotted line to indicate how much you will have to slow, for how long you have to slow down, and also perhaps they'll give the tempo at the end of your slowdown, so you can say, okay, I have to go from 100 to 50 across this period of time. How am I going to do that? So yeah, they come in multiple different styles. Some composers give you a lot of information, some composers don't give you all that much at all, and leave it up to you to do all the work or make all the decisions. But yeah, that's what I really want to cover today. Accelerator and umito basically means get faster or slower. Sometimes they tell you how much to get faster, or for how long to get faster and or slower. Sometimes they won't, and sometimes it's up to you as an artist to decide what do you think most suits the music. That being said, that's what I really wanted to cover today. Yeah, as I said, I just should have been there in my previous lesson. I just forgot to include it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next lesson. I hope you have a wonderful, wishing you a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.